In this tutorial, I'll show you how to sew a plush mushroom with a conical cap. You'll need fabric for the cap, fabric for the stem and gills, the pattern which you can find for free on my blog as a printable download, and you'll also need stuffing, a needle, and thread. After you've cut out your pattern, pin your cap piece to your fabric. You'll need to carefully cut 3 of these cap pieces. Once you have your 3 pieces, take 2 of those pieces and place them right sides together and then stitch along one side. After you finish stitching that, cut your curves, careful not to cut your seam. Then open up the 2 pieces and place the 3rd piece along the edge and stitch from the bottom to the top center. Once you've reached the center of the mushroom, lift your presser foot up, keeping your needle in the seam, pivot, and then stitch down along the other side. Again, clip your curves, careful not to cut into your stitching. Your cap should now look something like this, and at this point you can turn it right side out, and now we'll set it aside. Now to create the gills, you'll need to cut a rectangle approximately 3 inches wide by 28 inches long. Now take the stem pattern piece, fold over your stem fabric, and pin and carefully cut 2 stem pieces. Now, with your stem pieces right sides together, stitch all around, leaving a space of a couple inches at one side open. After you've stitched, clip your curves, again careful not to cut into your stitches. At this point, you can turn your stem right side out. You'll find that using a stick helps push the edges out. After you've pushed all your edges out and turned your stem, you can begin stuffing it, pushing the stuffing toward the ends of the stem. Before you fill it all the way, you want to take a threaded hand needle, anchor it to the edge of your hole, and begin a ladder stitch. To create a ladder stitch, you will pick up the edge of the fabric with your needle, pull it through, then go to the other side of the seam, pick up some more fabric, pull it, and continue working alternating sides. After you've worked some of the ladder stitch, you can add a little more stuffing to your stem, then pick up your ladder stitch again, work a few more stitches, continue stuffing, and doing this until your mushroom stem is finished. Now you can set your stem aside and pick up the rectangle for your mushroom gills, based along one long end of the rectangle, and then gather it evenly until the length of this edge is the same measurement as the circumference of your mushroom cap. Now align the 2 short edges and stitch across, creating a continuous circle. With the right sides together, line up the edges of the mushroom cap and the gathered edge of your gills, and then stitch all around. The top of your mushroom should now look something like this. Again, you're going to take a threaded hand sewing needle and anchor your thread approximately ½ inch from the outer edge of your gills. Use a long running stitch or basting stitch to sew all around the edge of your gills. As you're basting, gather the edges and stop as soon as you come to the place where you started. Once your edges are mostly gathered, be sure to leave an opening and you can begin stuffing the top of your mushroom. Once you have it sufficiently stuffed, it's time to take your stem and insert a couple inches into the hole that you left. Now, making sure that the edges of your gills are facing out, you can begin stitching by hand with the thread that was left over. Go into the stem, back out again, and through the gills, and repeat this until you've sewn securely all around. After your stem is securely attached, you may want to take another bit of thread and just hand sew through your gills, gathering and pleating them until they look the way you want them to look. To create the spots on top of your mushroom, take some embroidery floss and a larger needle, and simply use a satin stitch or fringe knots if you wish to create the speckles at the top of your mushroom. Insert your needle into the pleats of the gill to hide your knot, and then just come up through the top. Continue working in this fashion until you have as many spots as you want, and then tie off your thread and run the tail of it through your mushroom to hide it.